The hidden world of ancient Rome: food, fashion, and entertainment.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
When one thinks of ancient Rome, grand images of emperors, epic battles, and architectural marvels like the Colosseum and the Roman Forum come to mind. But beneath the grandeur of politics and conquests lay a rich tapestry of daily life, where ordinary Romans engaged in a vibrant culture of food, fashion, and entertainment. This hidden world reveals the essence of Roman civilization, showcasing a society that valued both practicality and pleasure. The Roman table, culinary delights of the empire. Food was central to Roman life. Meals not only nourished but also reflected one's status and cultural identity. The Roman diet varied greatly depending on one's social class. The wealthy elite enjoyed elaborate feasts, often consisting of multiple courses served with imported spices and exotic ingredients such as flamingo, dormice, and oysters. These banquets were not just meals but social events, sometimes stretching for hours, accompanied by music, poetry, and conversation. The elaborate dinner, or cena, began with appetizers, gustatio, such as eggs, olives, or shellfish. The main course, prima mensa, featured roasted meats, stuffed poultry, and savory pies. Desserts, secunda mensa, included fruits, nuts, and honey-sweetened pastries. The wealthy reclined on couches while eating, served by slaves and entertained by dancers and musicians. Meanwhile, the common people, or plebeians, had a more modest diet. Staples included bread, porridge, pulse, vegetables, and occasionally, meat or fish. Olive oil and wine were ubiquitous across all classes, though the quality varied. Romans also loved garum, a fermented fish sauce that was used much like modern soy sauce. It was a key ingredient in many dishes, lending a savory depth to meals. Markets, bakeries, and taverns dotted Roman cities. The thermopolium, akin to today's fast food stalls, served ready-to-eat meals for those who didn't cook at home. These establishments were especially popular in densely populated urban areas like Pompeii, where many homes lacked kitchens. Food was also central to religious and state festivals, with offerings made to gods and communal meals shared among citizens. Agriculture was the backbone of food production. Roman farms grew wheat, barley, olives, and grapes, and livestock provided meat and dairy. Trade networks across the empire ensured a steady supply of exotic ingredients from distant provinces like Gaul, Egypt, and Asia Minor, enriching the culinary landscape. Threads of identity. Fashion in ancient Rome. Roman clothing was not just about style, but also conveyed identity, rank, and morality. The toga, perhaps the most iconic Roman garment, was a symbol of citizenship and status. Reserved for free Roman men, especially those in public life, the toga was a large, cumbersome garment made from wool. Senators wore togas with a purple stripe, toga praetexta, while victorious generals might wear a toga picta, richly decorated in purple and gold. Women typically wore the stola, a long flowing dress, often paired with a palla, a cloak draped over the shoulders. Unlike the toga, which was a symbol of public duty, the stola denoted a woman's marital status and virtue. Fabrics ranged from coarse wool for the lower classes to fine linen and imported silk for the wealthy. Color choices also reflected status, with bright hues reserved for those who could afford expensive dyes. Hairstyles and accessories were also important. Roman women used intricate braiding and curls, often aided by slaves trained as hairdressers. Wigs and hairpieces were common, especially among the elite. Jewelry, including brooches, rings, and necklaces, completed the look, often made from gold, silver, and precious stones. Perfumes and cosmetics were widely used, with recipes blending natural oils, resins, and crushed minerals. Footwear varied by activity and class. Sandals, soli, were common for indoor wear, while sturdier shoes, calci, were worn outdoors. Soldiers had their own robust footwear designed for marching long distances. Some Roman shoes were even studded with nails to improve grip on rough terrain. Fashion was also a tool for enforcing moral values. The Emperor Augustus promoted simplicity and modesty through sumptuary laws, which restricted luxurious dress and enforced moral discipline through appearance. These laws reflected a broader Roman concern with outward signs of virtue. The Roman stage, entertainment and leisure. Romans loved to be entertained, and their options were as varied as they were grand. Public games, or ludi, were held regularly and funded by politicians seeking public favor. These events included chariot races, gladiatorial contests, and theatrical performances. The Circus Maximus in Rome could hold over 150,000 spectators and was the premier venue for chariot racing. Teams identified by colors, red, blue, green, and white, competed fiercely, and fans supported them with the same fervor seen in modern sports. Wealthy citizens placed bets, and star charioteers could attain celebrity status and great wealth. Gladiatorial games, held in amphitheaters like the Colosseum, were brutal yet immensely popular. Gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, trained in special schools and fought for fame, fortune, and sometimes freedom. Despite the violence, these games were highly ritualized and followed strict protocols. Successful gladiators attracted fan followings and merchandise, akin to modern athletes. Theater was another cornerstone of Roman entertainment. Plays ranged from comedies and tragedies to mime and pantomime. While the upper classes might enjoy refined performances, popular theater was often bawdy and humorous, appealing to the masses. Actors were often slaves or freedmen, and stagecraft included impressive mechanical devices for special effects. Bathhouses, or thermae, were daily destinations for relaxation and socialization. These sprawling complexes included hot and cold, pools, saunas, exercise areas, and gardens. Entry was affordable, and everyone from slaves to senators used them. Bathhouses were more than hygienic facilities. They were vital social hubs where politics, business, and gossip flowed freely. Romans also engaged in sports and games. Young men practiced wrestling, boxing, and javelin throwing, while board games like Ludus Latrunculorum, a strategy game, and dice games were enjoyed by all ages. Festivals like Saturnalia transformed daily routines, upending social roles and encouraging public revelry. A society of contrasts and complexity. The hidden world of ancient Rome was one of contrasts: luxury and poverty, refinement and brutality, discipline and indulgence. While emperors and generals commanded the spotlight, it was the daily lives of ordinary Romans that gave the empire its texture and resilience. Their food nourished a growing population. Their fashion reflected a deep sense of identity and order. Their entertainments forged social bonds and offered respite from the rigors of Roman life. Religion also permeated daily activities. Household shrines called lauraria were common, where families prayed to protective spirits. Public temples hosted grand ceremonies, and augurs interpreted omens to guide personal and political decisions. These rituals fostered a sense of community and continuity within Roman society.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.